Hello, welcome to our week 4 introduction. To start off with, I'm going to apologize for any noises you may hear in the background. My son is gaming right now and he's like in the middle of some major competition. So you may hear some grunts or something in the background, and that will be him. This is going to be short. We don't have a whole lot new going on this coming week. I'm just kind of looking back to last week. We did start on our crowdfunding project, and Sydney was the only person to submit a proposal. So that's the one we're going to go with because we need to proceed so we can actually have time to get this project done before the end of the summer semester. So we'll be working on Sydney's proposal. If you haven't reviewed the Indiegogo tutorials yet, please do so. And also make sure that you have opened up a free Indiegogo account. We'll be using that service to do our crowdfunding campaign. And in order for me to connect you with our crowdfunding site, you have to have an Indiegogo account. So get those things in place in the next day or so if you haven't already. I will be posting a task list for our group by the end of Monday, so by midnight on Monday. Then once I've posted that task list, I need students, all of you, to get together online or however and figure out exactly who is going to be responsible for what tasks with our crowdfunding campaign. And then those tasks are due to be completed by Saturday, July 25th. So you'll have a little less than a week in order to complete those tasks. So that's what we had started last week, and now moving forward to this week, week 4. Our theme for this week is In Service for Change. We have a new book that's being introduced this week. It is Rick Warren's The Purpose-Driven Life, which has gotten some varying reviews from students. This book is something that I consider a kind of a transformative book for me. I go back to this book quite often whenever I'm feeling like I'm getting off course. However, for me lately, it doesn't resonate quite like it did at one time. Likewise, with one of my first classes, I got lots of positive feedback about this book. I had introduced some parts of this book to that class, and they really enjoyed it. So then last spring, I introduced more of the book to the class and didn't get quite the positive feedback that I was looking for. So I've backed off once again. We're doing a little more than what the first class did, but less than what the last class did. So I'm hoping that what I've selected for this week for your readings works for you. And please give me feedback on what you think about this text. I do appreciate your feedback. The way this book is set up, like if you were actually to read the entire book, is that instead of having chapters, it has days, and it's meant to be read over a course of 40 days, 1 day a day. I'm not requiring you to read it for 40 days for this class. So I think it is, let's see, what do we have here? You are reading days 29 through 34. Which focuses on purpose and understanding how God has created us for a specific purpose on this earth, and basically how that is to be of service to other people. I really encourage you, if you have time, maybe after this course is done, or, if you bought the book, you have the book, at some point, maybe it's like Advent or Lent seem to be good times of the year to be doing reading, to actually read this book in totality, the 40 days, and I'd love for you to just send me an email if you do that, and let me know what you think about that meditative experience, because that's basically what it is. Okay, so that's the new book for this week. We also are reading, or you should have read by this point, Crest chapter 13, and also Loeb chapters 5 through 6, which all have to do with being agents of change and social advocacy and that sort of thing. On Monday, like today, tomorrow, depending on when you're looking at this video, our reflection journal paper number 2 is due by midnight on Monday. And that's the big assignment for this week. There isn't any, looking ahead to this coming week, there isn't any, service shot posts that are due, because we're focusing on the crowdfunding project. So if you are up to date with your service shots, you're all good. You can take a break on those. However, if you're behind on posting service shots, this would be a great week to maybe catch up on that, along with doing the crowdfunding tasks that we have that are new for this week. And then looking ahead past this week, next week the topic is servant leadership and mentoring. The reading you should be doing this week in preparation for week 5 is Crest chapter 7, Payne chapter 5 through 7 and 11 through 12, which is her take on mentoring and how that can be a bridge in facilitating communication and relationships between the classes. And then we have a new book, a pamphlet actually, Robert K. Greenleaf's The Leader as Servant. And that you had a choice. You could either purchase the pamphlet, or I posted a PDF that's available online of that essay. For an essay, it's a pretty long essay, but it's really not a book either. So either way, you have access to it either in a hard copy or online through the Moodle link. So that's what we have coming up. If you have any questions about the hidden rules of the classes, or as we're entering into being in service for change, what it means to be a social advocate, just throw me an email. And just a reminder to everyone that it is really important to get your assignments in on time. For half of the class has been very good with attendance. However, we're still having problems with getting assignments in on time, and that does affect your attendance and participation grade. And I do require you have at least a 72% for participation and attendance in order to be eligible for that give me grade, final grade for being a part of this pilot course. So just look on Moodle, click on grades, and check under attendance to see what percent you have going right now, because some of you are below that 72%, and I would really hate for you to have some issues at the end of the course just because you weren't getting assignments in on time. So that's all I have for this week. I'm looking forward to working on this crowdfunding project with you. I love Indiegogo. I love crowdfunding. I think if you've ever worked with like GoFundMe, which is another crowdfunding site, I find that Indiegogo's the services that they offer, especially as far as the analytics go, are really exciting, and I'm excited to introduce you to this way of raising money for great causes through this platform that's available for everyone, regardless if you are a nonprofit or not. So thanks, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.